sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
फोन घेतला नाही.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, sir. Okay.
Are you ready? Come
Yes, sir.
सेंटरला लावा सर, चालेल काय प्रॉब्लेम? सेंटरला लावा.
नाही, इट्स फाईन. आपण ठीक आहे. ठीक आहे आपण. येस ओके ओके फाईन. ओके फाईन.
मध्ये घेतलं तसं जाऊन ठेवा का?
become very important to make the common man aware about the dangers of obesity, and especially children in this present generation who are prone to obesity because of different types of eating habits, food habits. Few months ago we also invited a dietitian, if you remember, who gave you tips on how to have a healthy diet. So today in our midst, we are privileged to have with us 3 doctors under the guidance of, I'm sure, Dr. Harshal Wagh. So 3 of them are present here. I do not know much about them, but I know they are hardworking and dedicated doctors. So I would like Sir to introduce himself. And I would like to ask Sir to introduce the other members as well. Please, Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to come in front of you and give a short talk on the occasion of World Obesity Day. So, myself, I am Dr. Harshal Wagh. I am a practicing pediatrician and also a member of Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Sangli District Branch. So, today is 4th March. It is also known as World Obesity Day. So, the magnitude or the problem of obesity these days is increasing day by day. And after COVID, it was seen that in most of the children who were locked in home that time, the problem of obesity multiplied, and there were various consequences that everyone had to face because of it. So today we'll be giving a short talk on this topic. After that, we will have measurements of weight, height and BMI for few of the students of class 7. So those charts will help us in telling that how many amongst the present students, the magnitude of obesity is present in how many students. So for that, we have got along with us Dr. Vivek and Dr. Vikas, who are our resident doctors from Government Medical College Miraj. And along with us, we have volunteers from the Physiotherapy College from here itself. Thank you.
So let us begin. I expect you to pay a keen ear, listen carefully, which is going to be very beneficial for you in your life. Thank you, children. So let us begin. So I would like to give a formal welcome to Dr. Wag with a small rose as a token of our love. Yes, sir. Welcome and thank you for being present today. Come on. I would also like to welcome both the doctors. I send one. Can you please come on the dais? I request Rafiq sir to do the honor of welcoming Dr. Vikas. And I request Padma ma'am to kindly welcome Dr. Vikas. Thank you. So let's begin.
So, what do you understand by obesity, first of all? If you look at this slide here, in this picture, everyone will have watering of their mouth because everyone would like to have such kind of food, isn't it? So, burgers, pizzas, French fries is what every child will like to have. Okay? So, this is not good for your health. This can lead to obesity. So obesity doesn't mean that a child is just looking fat. Okay. So a child who is just looking thin, a child who is looking fat, the main meaning of this is the child is malnourished. The nutrition that a child should receive, that is not the proper nutrition that he is up to. So the definition, what is childhood obesity? Obesity is a condition of abnormal or excessive fat deposition in the adipose tissue to the extent that the health may be impaired. So if you eat the food which contains excess amount of fat, this is all tasty or this is all delicious food. Why? Because it is prepared with oil. It has large amount of fat. So what is going to happen? If you keep on eating this food, there is going to be fat deposition. So in our body we have a tissue called as adipose tissue. The role of that adipose tissue is to maintain thermoregulation, to maintain the temperature of our body, for protection of our body, so that if you fall down somewhere, you might not get hurt. It is a protective layer. So, if excess of anything is bad, so excess of fat, if you consume excess of fat, what is going to happen is it is going to get deposited in that adipose tissue and then it is going to affect your health. it is that fat is again going to get carried to your heart through the cholesterol, raised levels of cholesterol through your blood, and then again it is going to cause further complications. So why this is an important problem now? Why we are focusing on this problem of obesity? Because if we see, this problem is not related only to Sangli district or Maharashtra. This is a global problem, if we see. And this problem is seen in most of the developed countries, and now we are also, being a part of developing country, we are also facing this magnitude of obesity. So sedentary lifestyle, use of phones, use of computers, junk food, this all are going to cause obesity. So if you people are aware about what you are supposed to eat, what you are not supposed to eat right now today, there might be at least 5% change inside you when the next time you are going to have food outside. So to prevent complications in future life, it is very important for you people to realize what is right for you to eat. So what are the causes of childhood obesity? So if you see sometime few children look to be fat, so you are not supposed to tease them, okay? So they are fat because they might have some diseases like hypothyroidism, they might have some problems related to growth hormones. Obesity is not only because of having the junk food, it can be because of any other reason as well. So it takes investigations to evaluate that obesity. But if we see what are the causes here, so lack of physical activity. So nowadays kids are fond of sitting at home, playing video games, playing on their mobile phones. So that what is going to happen is lack of physical activity. So I urge everyone that at least 1 hour, 60 minutes in a day, you should be outside on the ground. They might be having physical education classes which help them to go on the grounds outside. But after school hours also, nowadays, I know that the kids these days are busy with tuitions, they are busy with some activities at home, continuously they are indulged into studies. But that is going to cause lack of physical activities, and that can be a predisposing factor for obesity at times. So unhealthy eating habits. So what are unhealthy eating habits? So eating junk food or outside food, like the things that you like. Now we have the newer outlets like McDonald's getting opened in Sangli, which were flooded with kids once they started up. So going out and having food in McDonald's or Domino's every day or every week is not good. Once in a while, I am not saying that you are not supposed to have it. Your kids and every child would tempt to have such food, but once a month, occasionally, once in few months would be fine, but not every week or not often, because those unhealthy habits or having outside food is going to be predisposing factor for obesity. Genetic factors. If parents are suffering from some hereditary disorders, or they are suffering from hypothyroidism or any disorder that is predisposed the child to obesity, that can be the genetic cause. Hormonal problems. Now, thyroid and pituitary gland. These are the two important glands in our body which regulate the metabolism. So, any metabolic disturbances in the thyroid can cause hormonal problems. Psychological issues. Now, psychological issues are something which are never talked about in this age group. There is something called as peer pressure. Other students are performing good. I have a pressure of studies. In home, there is something called as sibling rivalry. All the focus is on one sibling. The other sibling sometimes gets ignored. That can happen. Or there can be stress of any other things. But if somebody is stressed about, that stress also can cause obesity. So you should have a free mind, a happy outlook, and you should not get stressed about. If you feel that something is wrong or you are not feeling good about something, you are supposed to talk. You are supposed to talk to your teachers, talk to your parents, or talk to your friends, and don't take the stress or burden on you. If you are not getting something, or if you feel that this studies or studying this is difficult, it's okay. Everyone cannot be first ranker, isn't it? Somebody has to come second, somebody has to come third, somebody is going to excel in sports, somebody is going to excel in other fields. So you are not supposed to take stress all the time. And you are supposed to share with your parents and with your teacher if you are getting stressed about anything. And socioeconomic status. Now, you all are very blessed to have admission in such a big school with such great teachers. Your parents are doing well. There are children in India who are not able to attend their school. There are children who are working with their parents. They are unable to attend schools. Or if they are able to attend school also, they sometimes sleep without having their food. So you people are very fortunate that you have got this opportunity to be a part of such a big school. And you are going to get graduated from such a big institute. So you should be thankful to your parents. So the causes of obesity in children, portion sizes, the first thing that we have mentioned, there are many burgers kept there. So when you go outside to have food at McDonald's or Domino's, it is okay to have one single burger at a time. The portion matters. Why? You are having 4 burgers, 5 burgers, then what is going to happen in digestion? That food is not going to get digested. Then you might even fall prey to obesity. So limit the number of portions that you are having. If you are having unhealthy food also, limit the number of portions. School lunch, what you bring in lunch or in tiffin box, I think it is monitored in the school by the class teachers as well, that what you have bring. That is very important. Sometimes what happens is, school being early in the morning, something which is pre-cooked or biscuits or some such stuff are packed and given to the students. Again, biscuits can cause constipation. Biscuits can again cause a number of problems because what they contain is sugars, starch, and less amount of fibers and proteins. So absence of healthy fats. So there is something called as saturated and unsaturated fats. So if you have food cooked at home, that is going to help or that is going to give you healthy fats. But when you have food cooked outside in some hotel or any fast food joint, that is going to have unhealthy fat or unsaturated fatty acids are going to be more in amount. So consumption of sugary and ultra processed foods, lack of physical activity and stress on parents. So what will be the symptoms? Symptoms is complaint or what the child is going to face with. So if a child keeps on eating junk food outside or if a child is having lack of physical activity, what is going to happen next is the child will have increased abdominal fat, the child will have a big abdomen, the child will look obese, high cholesterol levels. Now cholesterol is kind of it is a lipid, it is a kind of fat and it is kind of a bad fat that should be very less in our body. So if this cholesterol levels rise, what is going to happen? They are going to reduce your heart activity. So your heart is going to get weaker day by day with the cholesterol, rise in cholesterol. Then fatty liver disease. So the fat that is going to increase on your body, it is going to increase on each and every organ of your body. So along with the heart, it is going to be the liver. So we have heart, liver, this is the basic things that my might be taught to you in your curriculum. Then joint pain. So the increased amount of weight that the child is going to gain. So because of that, child will start getting joint pain. Now your grandmother and grandfather might not complain about joint pain, but if you keep on eating junk food or if you have less physical activities, you might have knee pain, you might have leg pain. So these days many kids come to us with complaint of leg pain. So that is again one of the symptoms of obesity, breathing problems. That fat is going to get deposited on each and every organ. Now with the rise of fat, your body or your lungs have to push oxygen to each and every tissue that is present in you. So that load the lung will have to bear, and that extra fat that you are carrying is going to cause breathlessness. So you are going to have difficulty in breathing if you have excess of fat with you. Fatigue. You will get bored or you will get fatigued early. After walking for say 200 meters, you will say that I am tired now, I have to sit. This might happen with you. So these are all symptoms. So in long term, what might happen? So now if you are having the habit of eating junk food every weekly or outside food, if you are eating every weekly, 10 years down the line, when you will be done with your school, with your college, and you will be going ahead for some professional education, what might happen that time is you might be predisposed for some illnesses like diabetes, malignancies, and there is increased risk of getting a heart attack. So imagine a young individual of say 30 years, 35 years. It is very common these days that this age group of 35, 40 years getting heart attack. Why is it so? Because of obesity. So wrong food habits or eating food which has high amount of fat content can predispose you to all these dreadful diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, asthma, cancer. Now, will anyone like to die at the age of 35 years, 30 years? No. So if you want to live long, what you are supposed to eat is what is healthy for you. If you eat what is healthy, eat right, you live long. That is our tagline for today. So prevention or treatment. So prevention is always better than cure. That's we say. So healthy eating. So what is actually healthy eating? So you need to increase the amount of fruits that you eat. Fruits are not going to cause obesity. Fruits like apple a day keeps a doctor away. So if you don't want to visit a doctor every now and then, you need to eat an apple every day. Every other fruit that you like, that will have high amount of fibers in it. The food cooked by your mother at home is always safe and healthy food. You should have a focus on green leafy vegetables, methi, palak, the things that kids don't like to eat. But those are the most essential because they are going to supply you iron, they are going to supply you fiber, and that is going to prevent you from obesity. So physical activity. Now here we have physical education in school, on the grounds you play. After that also if you do some amount of exercise at home, that can help you from preventing obesity. There is something called as limiting screen time. So what is screen time? So the amount of time that you spend in front of screen, any screen, may it be screen of phone, screen of a tablet, screen of computer, that should not be more than 30 minutes, ideally. Kids spend hours and hours in front of television, laptops, phones, but that is not right. More the screen time, more is the number of specs that you are going to get. More the screen time, what is going to happen is, if you are sitting in front of a television for say 2 hours, you get hungry, you get some food with you. You get a packet of Lays with you watching television. And in 5 minutes you get to know that that packet got over. Why? Because you were occupied watching the television. So you forgot that you were supposed to just eat half of the packet. So that happens, and that is going to cause obesity. More sleep. So sleep deprivation is one of the predisposing factors. You study late, you watch television, you sleep late, you get up early, you get less amount of sleep. So sleep is very important in your age group for a proper metabolism, for the body to work. So eat well guided. So what all should be there in your plate? So there is a diagram given here. If you see, there are fruits, there are vegetables, and the quantity is also depicted in it. So chapati, sabzi, dal, chawal, everything can be taken in equal proportion. What should be less is something that has unsaturated fatty acids, that is bread, bakery products, less in amount. Dairy products like milk can be consumed once or twice a day, but not in excess. So your food should contain more amount of fibers, and fibers you are going to get from fruits and vegetables. So if you increase the amount of fruits in your food, if you increase the amount of vegetables in your food, you are not going to face this problem of obesity. So the timings of your food should also be fixed. Early before coming to the school, ideally you need to have a breakfast, then there is a lunch, and then the dinner should be as early as possible, because your pancreas should get some rest to secrete insulin. So the dinner, if the dinner is as early as possible, it is always good. If you have your dinner at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. and then you sleep, no, that is again going to affect your body. So the dinner timing should be early. So kids should have 1 hour of outdoor activities. Screen time should be reduced. So I will not bore you guys with my talk further. So before I end this lecture, on the occasion of World Obesity Day, I request every child just to keep their right hand over their heart on the left side and just repeat whatever I am saying. So this is the place to prevent obesity. I will eat healthy food.
I will eat healthy food.
I will eat fruits, vegetables.
I will eat fruits, vegetables.
I will not waste the food served to me.
I will not waste the food served to me.
I will avoid eating junk food.
I will avoid eating junk food.
I will avoid eating outside food.
I will avoid eating outside food.
I will not watch TV for more than 1 hour.
I will not watch TV for more than 1 hour.
I will sleep early in the night and get early out in the morning.
I will sleep early in the night and get up early in the morning.
I will do exercise for 1 hour every day.
I will do exercise for 1 hour every day.
I will respect and obey my parents, teachers and seniors.
I will respect and obey my parents, teachers and seniors.
I will follow their advice.
I will follow their advice.
I will stay fit and will promote good habits and defeat obesity.
I will stay fit and will promote good habits and defeat obesity.
Now you have promised not to eat junk food, not to eat outside. The next time I come here, I will take a report that whether you people have kept your promise. Okay? Thank you.
So dear children, it has been a privilege that we've got a professional to make you aware about your food habits, which is a great challenge in the present generation. Being a developing country, as Sir has said, India, the standard of living of many families have increased. You're getting good food, you are living in good homes, and we are forgetting our values, we are forgetting our habits. Even as a student, now especially you growing children from 7th to 10th, you should understand that wrong eating habits will also, you can call it, you'll have a sort of a brain fog. Your brain will not be sharp enough to understand what your teachers teach you. You will lose the capacity of understanding if you do not follow these habits that the doctor has just advised you to do. So it is a sincere request that all of you follow the doctor's instructions, and the main focus is empower each other, advise each other, motivate each other about good habits in life. It's not only about eating, but your steady pattern, your daily pattern. Why is it that one child is securing 90% and one child is securing 40%? It is all about habit. It is just about your schedule, your timetable that you make, which may be going wrong or may be going haywire. So you have to make a proper timetable about your eating habits. Eat in time, eat well, eat healthy food. Is that a promise? You have already promised, but I want it once again. Is it a promise?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and then we will see that all the intellects in society all the kids are from Cambridge School, hopefully, right? So I would like to thank Dr. Wal and his team for giving such a wonderful and clear explanation about the importance of having a good diet and what are the bad effects of obesity, how it's going to affect your life if you do not take care of it. So once again, sir, thank you very much, and I would like to thank the doctors who have come and the physiotherapists who have been present today. And I would like to most of all thank you children for your discipline and you paying such a keen ear to whatever doctor has been saying. So I'm sure you have understood everything very clearly. Thank you once again, and I request 7th A to stay back, and the PE teacher will guide the children to go back to their classrooms. Thank you. Have a nice day.